to the programming assignment in the subject Introduction to Data Science with R. Today's topic is to demonstrate how to create, name and select elements from vector or in a vector in R language. In our assignment 1, we have studied the data type vector. Now in this, we will try to demonstrate its use and application in detail. So again, let's begin with our RStudio. The assignment is over here. So now, let's begin with the first part of the assignment, that is creating vectors. So the first part in this is, if my vector has one and only one value, how can I create it? So it's very simple. Your vectors will be having only one value, so that is your C function will have a single value. So let me execute this code first, then I will explain it. So if you observe, my object vector 1 has a single value 10. If you observe, my vector 2 has a single value, that is hello. So the vector that contains a single value is also called as an atomic vector. So now, if it is, can we have a separate vector which will have two values? So now let's check it. Let's see if we can do it. We will not disturb the script. Suppose I have an object A1. I assign it a vector C and I give it 12, comma, in bracket, double quotes, x, y, z. So my vector has two elements, that is 12 and x, y, z. So if you observe in the values, A1 has, the data type shown is character, that has two elements, 12 and x, y, z. Both of them are considered as characters. So if I try to print it using the print function, that is A1, then I get my value, that my vector has the first value as 12, second value is x, y, z. So I clear my console, moving on next. So that is the demonstration of the next part, that is create a vector with different elements. Means, if you observe, the first element in the vector is a string type, the second one is a numeric constant, the third one is a character, the fourth one is a floating value, and the fifth one is a logical value. So when I try to print this vector, let's see what is the execution. So again, if you observe the vector, it is showing that it contains 5 elements from index 1 to 5. Now remember, in vector, the index value, that is the logical index value of the first element, is at position 1 and not at position 0, as we have seen in the C language while studying the concept of array. So the position 1 will have the value first, the position 2 will have 10, and so on. Now suppose, if we want to create a sequence of values, for example, I want to create a vectors that contains all values from 1 to 5. Can I do it? So the next demonstration is regarding that. So if you observe, create a sequence from 1 to 10. So the symbol or the syntax is clear. Again, my object vector 4, we will see 4. 1, I will be starting from 1, I will be going up to 10, and each element will have an increment by default 1. So let's execute it. When I run this, if you see the output, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 10. Now if you observe in the environment, earlier it was showing character. Now as all the elements are having the same type, so it is showing you the integer value, that is int. Similarly, if you begin with a floating point value, and in case of vector 5, that is you are beginning with 1.5 colon 5.5. So definitely your next value should be 2.5 and not 2. Let's see whether it happens. Executing it. So if you observe, the first value is 1.5, second value is 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 and 5.5. So as it is not a constant integer value, if you see, the type over here is changed, that is the number, that is the numeric constant. Okay, and what if now, if beginning from 1.5 we go to 10.5, it's possible, but your last limit you have given 10.2, so where it will end, whether it will end at 10, no, the answer is it ends at 9.5. So if you observe it, so now to view you, let's clear the console, select those two lines, let me try to execute it. So if you observe, as the ending is not 10.5, it is 10.2, so before that value it has stopped at 9.5. So instead of 10 elements over here now, you have the 9 elements starting from 1 to 9 and the values are mentioned as it is. Now, if anybody wants to change the incremental factor, that is default by 1 to whatever value you want, you can change it by just adding a 3-parameter sequence function. So over here I have directly printed the vector value, which I can demonstrate by storing the value in the separate vector also. But let's see the execution of these two statements. Run. So if you observe, the sequence will start from 2, it will end at 3, and the incremental factor would be 0.1. So if you observe, the first value is 2.0 and the last value is 3.0. Now if you observe, I have not considered any vector, so that's why in environment nothing is stored in a temporary value. So now just let's clear this console and type another vector A2. Let's have a statement that will store in C. Then let's have 2, 4, by equal to 0.5. Let's see. If you observe, the three values are there, 2, 4 and 0.5. So that is not working. Let's see if we can have a sequence function that can be incorporated in the C function to store it. So now if you see, that is the way you do it. So print, let's see the value of A2 vector, whether we are getting the output. So if you see, starting value is 2, next value is incremented by 0.5, the ending value is 4, and that is the thing. So the sequence function is used to erase the default increment value that is available, that is 1. Okay, moving on next. So this is the way you can create the vectors. First we saw a single atomic vector, that is a vector with a single value. Next we saw a vector that has different elements. Next we saw how to fill in the values in a vector when we have a starting value and an ending value, in which the increment factor is 1 by default. In another one, using a sequence function, the value that is there, that is incremented by the incrementing factor that we choose. Now again I clear the console. Now the next part is giving names to the location or the indices of vector elements. So just as I said, if I am having two vector values, the first value is stored at position 1, the second value is stored at position 2. That is assumed. In the environment, the values are stored. But what about giving them logical names? So that can be done by using names function. So I have a vector 1 variable which has 6 elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have vector 2 which again has 6 elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 40 and 60. Now I am giving the names to the elements of vector 1 as small a, b, c, d, e, f, and to elements of vector 2 as capital A, B, C, D, E, F. So now let's see whether this works. So let's select it, let's execute it. If you observe, what you will do? Have you printed it? No. So now these are the statements, clear the console and again print it, because without print function you will not be getting displayed anything. So run. So if you observe now, at A location you have 1, at B location you have 2, at C location you have 3, at D location you have 4, at E location you have 5, at F location you have 6. Similarly for vector 2, at A you have 10. So we have named the vector elements. So I am clearing the console. If you again observe, we were having the vector A1, so let's see whether it is available already. So print A1, since it is seeing in the environment, you are getting it. So I am naming that. So directly I will go for print function. In that I will use the names. I will go for A1. I will again go for that value, that names I am giving. First, comma, second. Okay, and the number of round brackets should be approximately completed. Unexpected thing, unexpected closing. So the closing brackets are they sufficient? I think we have missed out. So let's try to execute it again. Default. Print default names, that is not working. So let's clear the console. So let's do it in a traditional way. Names of A1 will have C. First value is, okay, I have not used the C function, I suppose. Okay, no issues. First, comma, second, then I go enter, it's okay. Now I try to print A1 again. So now if you see, my first value has the first value, first is given to the location 1, second is given to the location 2, and now I have 12 and XYZ accordingly. Okay. Now after that, so after giving the naming part, let's observe how do we select a particular element from a vector. So it's similar to the indices part. That is, if you want a single element, then go for second value of vector 1. If you want a second position value of vector 1, then we will get it. If you want second, third value of vector 2, then we will get it. So before that, let me execute print v1. That will give me my entire vector. Now let's execute these two statements. What it will give me? So it gives me the second value, which is given the B position, that is 2. The third value, which is given the third position. So you can print the entire vector, or you can do a selective part in printing that vector. Now let's see whether we can print the values from a particular index to a particular index. For example, for 6 values, if we can print the values of 2, 3 and 4, whether it is possible. So now let's check out by using this command print. v1, sorry, v1 we want it from 2 till 5. Let's see whether we get the output. No, it is not possible. It is not possible because we are not having the indices. Okay, instead of comma, whether column will be applicable. So instead of comma, you have to use the colon. So to print from a sequence position 0 to 1, or sorry, from a x to y, you have print vector in square bracket from 2 colon 5. So that summarizes it. When additional part is there, over here if you observe, vector 7 will hold the values of vector 2 till vector 5. If I run and execute it, if you observe, now what this is doing, the value at position 2 in a vector is 20, the value at position 5 in a vector is 40. By default the increment is by 1. So you have created a new vector that has a value starting from 20 and ending till 40, which is by default incremented by 1. So this can also be done as a part of operations in the vector data type. The next one is a vector arithmetic. It's very simple. If you have two vectors, then using the simple addition operator, subtraction operator, you can go for the vector addition and vector subtraction. So I am clearing the console and I am executing this. So if you observe, the position wise addition and subtraction is being done, and similarly you can do it for multiplication as well as division. Okay. Now if I want to sort and reverse sort the elements in a vector, then I have the command or I have the function sort. So we are having a vector v that holds values, and what I am going to do, I am going to execute these both commands. I am going to execute these both commands and we will see the difference. I will clear the console first. So if you observe, this is the original vector, the sorted value in ascending order, and for descending order, if you want, or a reverse sort type, then you can have your decreasing equal to true. So if you see, I am not using a reverse sort function, but reverse sort, what I have done, in a sort function I have used a second parameter in which I have mentioned the parameter decreasing equal to 2. So that gives me my elements in a vector in descending order. So that was all about the programming assignment that was related to your vectors. To summarize, we mention or we see the different ways in which vectors can be created. We also mention the names that can be given to the position elements or indices of a vector. Then we tried to display selected elements from a vector. Also we enhanced two things, that is mentioning vector arithmetic and how the elements in a vector gets sorted. So that is it for this programming assignment. I hope you have understood it. If any comments, you can post. Thank you.